Food and Art, and I'm here to show you today in the kitchen a low carb, high protein pizza. So here we go. I have here 1 pound of lean ground turkey. I'm going to add a tablespoon of Italian seasoning to it. When you can, always buy organic. I know it's a little bit more costly, but it's definitely worth it. You will see here with all my videos, I always have organic when I have the option to buy organic. Some things, however, do not come organic, but always try to buy organic. Garlic too. We're gonna do about a half a tablespoon, I'm sorry, of the garlic. Salt, just enough for taste. Pink Himalayan salt, again, folks, is great because it's high in minerals that your body needs. So that's the best salt to do if you're going to be using salt. And make sure it's just enough for taste. You don't want to over salt it, and then you'll hold a lot of water in your body, which won't look flattering. That should be good. About 5 sprinkles of that. And then I'm going to blend this all in. Make sure my spices are all evenly blended in there. So when we bite into this pizza, the flavors are going to be even in every bite that you get. I actually add just a little bit more Italian seasoning to this. I like to kind of watch it and see the consistency of the herbs blended in with the turkey. It makes more sense to me too. And that tells me whether I should add more or not, because I just picture myself eating it and taking a bite and making sure that I have the spices in every bite that I get. Oops. Step back in, everything's clean, so it'll be safe. So that looks good, nice and blended and evenly separated in there. You can see all the spices and herbs in there. All right, and then we're gonna use my cast iron pan here. And remember, like I said, you always wanna use cast iron because it's not known to cause cancer on a temperature above medium high to high. And I do have some coconut oil in there to help with the moisture with this ground turkey since it's so lean, and to help it not stick. So we're gonna go ahead and add that into our pan. I'm gonna lower that a little bit so I don't get splattered with hot coconut oil. Coconut oil I use here is at Walmart. It's organic too. As you see, all my spices are too. My ground turkey is from King Soopers and it's organic as well. The reason why you want to use organic is because it has less pesticides and no hormones, and no hormones than versus non-organic, which does make a difference because you don't want excessive hormones, because then your body will be all out of balance and you will end up getting an illness, a terminal illness or a disease. And hormonal imbalance could cause a lot of problems on the body, including, most importantly, with your mood. Speaking of mood, when you're cooking, you always want to have a pleasant mood and optimistic view of life at that point, or happy, because the energy that you put in your cooking will be infused into your food. And you could definitely tell that when they say cook with your heart or cook with love. That's why they say grandmas cook the best, because they always have their heart in it and with love. It's definitely true, and that is one of the main secret ingredients in making food. So you want to stir this ground turkey as it's cooking to keep it nice and small and it from preventing balling up. So we want it nice and brown and fine. The cast iron pan is great because it cooks so fast too. As you can see, this is almost done already. When you're cooking, also pay attention and be aware of your stove at all times and watch your food. The more that you're there and attentive to it, the better that everything's going to come out, which will prevent you from burning and ruining things, which I really try to do that because, you know, food's expensive, and especially when you're buying organic. So you know this ground turkey is done when the pink is all gone, which we're almost there, and I'm just still breaking up these chunkier pieces that I see here and make it more into a ground-like consistency. That looks great. So I'm gonna lower this and let it just kind of steam and evenly cook. Make sure nothing's raw in the middle. Put a lid over it too to prevent any rawness in the middle. We're gonna prep for our next step here. Put the Teflon pan. I like to use Teflon when I'm cooking eggs because eggs just stick too much on cast iron. I don't know the trick yet to that. If anyone does, comment it because I'd like to know. When I use cast iron for eggs, it just wastes too much of the egg. Remember with Teflon, it's good to just use a medium temperature, not anything above medium high or high either. And we have 10 eggs here. Organic as well, which is very important because depending what the hens eat, it will be in the egg. So you want them grain fed, free range, because a happy chicken is going to give you happy, good tasting eggs. And we all know that vitamin D is a necessity and necessary for life and for good mood. So make sure you're always getting at least 10 to 15 minutes out in the sun too. And animals need it as well. And I don't support animals that are cruelty raised because then you're supporting that business, just like I don't support you know, just other things in life that you may not agree with. You don't want to support financially and help them prosper, right? So that's why I don't support that. I want my chickens out, seeing the sun, having grass, and free range. So those are nice and blended with my fork. Now I'm going to add some Italian seasoning again, another tablespoon. I'm going to season these eggs. There we go. Again with a half a tablespoon of garlic. And then salt, just enough for taste, so about 5 dashes of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blend it in with my fork again so it's evenly separated in my eggs. That looks good. We're going to add this to our Teflon pan. There we go. And then we're also going to add a lid to help it cook evenly. Here's our lid. Thanks guys, stay tuned for the next step. Right, so here we have our eggs. We put the lid over it. I would say it cooked for about 4 to 5 minutes. Still slightly raw in the middle here. And like me and my husband were discussing when we were discussing our inspired pizza, was we are not going to saute the garnishments. They're going to be raw just like you would have at the pizza parlor. They're not sauteed previously. They're raw. So that's what we're going to do, and that's why everything's chopped up. And we have onion, a half an onion, 2 garlic cloves, 3 strips of Pueblo chili, and about a handful of spinach. And we have our organic pizza sauce, and that's going to be the first ingredient that's going to go on top.
Just like a pizza, we're going to spread it around. Make sure it's evenly spread. So, as I said before, that way everything could have the same flavor in each bite and have an even consistency. Why not use the whole pan? Because I don't like to waste. Alright, there we go. That looks great. Next is going to
Be our ground turkey here. It's turned off actually. It's done cooking. We just have the lid on it to stay warm.
smells so good. And same as before, make sure our ingredients is evenly spread throughout the pizza. This is going to be enough for
about 4 people max. So that me and my honey will have leftovers because it's just 2 of us today. So we will definitely eat it because we need our protein intake to build our muscle. to feed our body from all the hard work that we've been doing all throughout the week with our resistance training at the gym. Here we go. That looks nice and evenly spread. Perfect. The next ingredient is going to be our raw garnishments. Evenly spread as well. Pueblo chili has been really hot lately, so I only added 3 strips of that. So I want to make sure my recipe's not too hot. Just enough spice in there. All right. Our olives, organic as well. Everything that you desire and that you would like on a pizza. Perfect. Then we have our raw mushrooms that I finely chopped, thinly sliced. With mushrooms, you just got to make sure you rinse them really nicely too, because they tend to be dirty, but I love mushrooms, so I had to have them.
Okay.
Then we have our Daiya vegan mozzarella cheese. Sprinkle it on top just like you would a pizza.
Now over this pan here. That looks great. And then last but not least, a little bit of the turkey pepperoni. Alright, so there you have
It, y'all, and then we're just gonna put a lid over it so everything gets simmered together like a pizza, and it all infuses all the flavors together on medium low. We're gonna let that come to a simmer. So it's been 10 minutes. We cooked it on medium with the lid. Basically, you want to wait until all the cheese is melted evenly through, just like that. That looks great and amazing, and I just shut it off too. So this is more of a high caloric, high fat meal because of the 10 whole eggs with the yolks and with the vegan cheese. But this is our version of a low carb, high protein pizza. If we were to choose to have pizza, this is what we would have. Basically, we would only have this probably maybe 3 to 4 times a year though. So it's very rare, but when you do feel like indulging in pizza, you want to substitute with something healthy that's going to help you along your fitness journey, something like this. Please comment if you try this recipe and let me know how yours comes out. I'd love to hear about it. And thank you for tuning in today, and I hope you enjoy. I know I'm going to. Please remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And please, if you really like the video, share it because I need more subscribers so I can spread the message. Thank you so much. This is Marianne with Fit Food and Art.